On the way to pick up the kids from school, I received a call from Kevin, although I had long since deleted his number. The moment that string of digits appeared on my phone, I instantly recognized the name behind it. Andy. Lily and I are getting married next month. The date was set in a rush, and she needs a bridesmaid. After all, you're an old acquaintance of hers. So come back and help out. I just said okay and hung up. Eva's big round eyes stared at my face. Mom, who is that? An old friend is getting married and invited us to return to the country for the wedding. Really? Eva has never been to a wedding before. I originally wanted to ignore anything related to Kevin, but after all, he funded my university studies abroad. Now that he's getting married, I have to at least show some respect. Besides, Eva has never been back to our home country, so I want to take this opportunity to bring her back, to meet relatives and friends. As soon as the plane landed, Kevin said he would come to pick me up. Although I refused, I knew he wouldn't keep his word. Because of this, I had my sister take Eva on a later flight. I didn't want Eva to see Kevin. Long time no see, Andy. Come call me, sister. Kevin didn't come to pick me up alone. Lily and her daughter came, too. Mom, who is this? Lily looked puzzled, not knowing how to explain. Glanced at Kevin in confusion. Kevin took her hand. Sophia, this is Dad's sister. Dad was wrong. Dad, sister shouldn't be called sister. She should be called aunt. Kevin picked up the child and affectionately scratched the child's. My kid has grown up, now even smarter than Dad. How are you? So amazing. Lily took the opportunity to link her arm with Kevin's and gave me an awkward smile. Andy, I really appreciate your help this time. Our wedding is such a small matter. Yet you had to travel all the way back from abroad. We originally had a date set for the year after next, but it's all Kevin's fault. He said the wait was too long and he couldn't stand it, so he just set the wedding date for this year. The schedule is too tight, and many things haven't been prepared in time. You have to help me talk to him this time. Don't let him be so impatient about everything. I was too lazy to bother with Lily, so I simply bypassed her and said directly to Kevin, I've called a car. I'm leaving now. Before Kevin could respond, the child spoke up. Mom, this auntie is so rude. I don't want her to be my aunt. Don't say such things. Lily pretended to scold the child with a light tap on her hand, then said to me, Andy, the child is still young and speaks without thinking. Don't take it to heart. I won't let you bully my mom. Sophia suddenly struggled and burst into loud crying. Lily quickly took the child from Kevin's hands, soothing her as she moved to the other side, leaving just Kevin and me staring at each other. Kevin was the first to lose his temper. Andy, so many years have passed, and you still can't accept reality. This is an adult matter. What does it have to do with the child? Today, Lily specially put aside the wedding to come with me, to pick you up and bring you home. And you treat Lily with this attitude. After this wedding, I hope you can completely return to your own life, and we never see each other again. Kevin turned and left, watching their figures gradually blur in the distance. I couldn't help but chuckle. Eva and my sister's flight landed around the same time, so I decided to wait for them at the airport, to go back together. Bored while waiting, I kept replaying what Kevin had just said to me. Tears slipped uncontrollably down my cheeks. I silently vowed in my heart that, after attending his wedding this time, I would have no more entanglements with him. I never expected that, after 6 years without seeing Kevin, when we met again, he would still choose to make me suffer endlessly. The moment Eva saw me, she hugged me tightly. Mom, why are you crying? Who bullied you? I ruffled Eva's hair. Be good, Eva. As long as you're here, no one dares to bully Mom. After putting Eva to sleep at night, I scrolled through Facebook. Kevin was still posting photos of the child as usual. Today, the kid won first place at the parent-child sports event. So awesome! In the photo, Kevin was holding the child, Lily stood beside Kevin, linking her arm with his. The three of them wore the same smile, looking more like a family of three than an actual family of three. Back then, Lily unexpectedly got pregnant. The child's father was afraid to take responsibility and fled the country. She didn't want the child to be born without a father. So she found Kevin. As expected, Kevin couldn't bear to see Lily carry the child alone. For 10 months, he left me behind and took care of Lily day and night. Several times I cried to stop him, but he angrily overturned the glass coffee table at home and slammed the door as he left. Andy, can you be a little sensible? She's in her 10th month of pregnancy, the time when she needs protection and care. If something happens to her or the baby, won't your conscience hurt? It's not even my child she's carrying. Why should I feel heartache? This is her own choice. If she had been clearer-headed back then, and not made mistakes. Enough. Stop talking. If anyone is to blame, blame me for not being by her side all these years and failing to protect her. I was so angry that I went straight to confront Lily. Lily, this isn't Kevin's child. On what grounds? Are you making Kevin take responsibility? Kevin loves me. And without love comes love. For everything related to me. Isn't such a simple truth obvious? I was furious. And before I could say much more, Lily pretended to have a stomachache and had the servant take her to the hospital. Naturally, this alarmed Kevin, and he stayed by Lily's side without leaving. A month before Lily's due date, Kevin approached me. Andy, Lily will give birth next month. To be cautious. I don't want her to be upset by anything related to you. You've always wanted to study abroad for graduate school, and I've arranged everything for you overseas. You don't need to worry. The flight is the day after tomorrow, and the driver will take you straight to the school. If it were before, I would never have been willing to give up my place to Lily no matter what. But now I know that forced fruit is never sweet. I didn't cry or make a fuss. I just said one word. Okay. There was a rehearsal before the wedding. After all, the G family was a big and influential one, and the scale of the wedding was not something an ordinary family could match. Naturally, there could be no mistakes in the process. Kevin called me and asked me to come over, saying he wanted to discuss some details of the wedding with me. As soon as I entered, Lily was touching up her makeup. Andy, you're here. She glanced at the child in the corner, playing games on a phone. Seeing that the child had no intention of looking up, she reminded her again. Sophia, look who's here. The child glanced up at me, and upon seeing it was me, showed a face full of disdain, before turning back to the screen. Lily, however, was not about to let it go. Sophia, how did your parents teach you? When guests arrive, you must be polite. Go greet them quickly. When she still didn't respond, Lily went over and forcibly took the game console from her hands. Of course, she was unhappy, but she still came over to me and spat on me, saying, "Hello, Auntie." Only then did Lily hurriedly come over, pretending to scold the, "You kid, what's going on? This is Daddy's sister, not Mommy's sister. You should call her Aunt. If your dad sees this, he'll definitely punish you. Go apologize to Aunt now. Daddy loves me so much, he wouldn't punish me. I won't apologize. If you have the guts, let Daddy come and scold me." Lily patted the child's shoulder, and the child immediately tried to run out. I grabbed her, but she quickly broke free. Lily was a bit shocked, probably not expecting me to argue with her child. Then she gave an awkward smile and said, "Andy, don't be mad. Sophia was just teasing you. I can tell the difference between teasing and messing around." She spat on me. "Does she usually play like this with you too?" Seeing me take it so seriously, Lily said again, "You can blame Kevin for this. Kevin is especially close to Sophia and usually spoils her a lot. Whenever I say something to her, he won't allow it. That's why Sophia has become so spoiled and willful. Kids these days are really hard to manage. You'll understand once you have your own children. I hummed softly. If you can't manage your own child well, why blame the child? Just as I said this, Eva ran in. Mom. My sister came in to explain to me. I have some urgent matters to handle at the company, so I can only bring the child over. I have to go now. Turning back again. Lily was so shocked that her mouth formed an O shape. Is this your child? Mom? I want to go to the bathroom. I ignored Lily's words and directly said, Excuse me. Taking Eva to the bathroom. Maybe because of the adjustment to the local environment. After just returning to the country, I suddenly had diarrhea. I had to ask Eva to wait outside the door. Perhaps because she waited too long. Eva started crying. I hurried out and just reached the door when I heard Kevin's voice. Little one, what's wrong? Mom is inside, having diarrhea and hasn't come out for a long time. I'm worried that Mom is uncomfortable. Just as Kevin was about to call the waitress over to take a look, I came out and Eva threw herself onto me, calling me Mom. Kevin was completely stunned. Let me introduce you. This is my daughter, Eva. He looked up at me, his face suddenly turning pale. Your biological daughter. I nodded and Kevin could no longer hold back. Suddenly, he shouted at me wildly. Andy, how dare you get married and have a child without my consent? I remained calm and unshaken. Mr. Kevin, wasn't it you who said, as long as I don't disturb you and Lily, I can do whatever I want? Eva was frightened, shrinking into my arms. Kevin glanced at Eva as if recalling something. Then he bent down and changed to a gentle. Your name is Eva, right? Eva nodded. Hello? Eva, tell Uncle how old are you? Eva looked at me and I nodded. Only then did she answer, holding out one hand. Uncle, I am 5 years old this year. Kevin stared at me, his expression growing even darker. Eva, can you tell Uncle who your father is? I scooped Eva up in my arms, intending to turn and leave. But Kevin urgently grabbed my wrist. Andy, is this really necessary? I turned around and looked back. What do you mean? Kevin released my hand. I advise you to quickly abandon these unrealistic fantasies. You think that like Lily. Having a child will make me jealous. Change my mind and bring me back to you. That's utterly ridiculous. I didn't want to bother with him, but hearing him say such things truly left me speechless. I snorted coldly a few times. Kevin, I also advise you not to be so self-deluded. This child has nothing to do with you. Oh, and after the wedding, I will take Eva abroad and never come back. Mr. Kevin, you can rest assured. The act of using a child to threaten the status of the legitimate wife will not happen. I didn't look at Kevin's expression, but I guessed it wasn't going to be pleasant, because I heard a waiter tell him that Lily was looking for him, and he replied impatiently, Got it. Letting her wait for me a bit won't kill her. Only after I had walked away did Eva dare to ask Mom, who was that uncle? Just now, I didn't know how to explain my relationship with Kevin to Eva. The Kevin family and my Zoe family were old friends. After the Zoe family went bankrupt, my father fled abroad and my mother, after entrusting me to Kevin's mother for care, disappeared without a trace. I basically grew up under Kevin's wing. We were typical childhood sweethearts. After Kevin and I got admitted to the same university, we developed feelings for each other. He gave up the chance to marry into a wealthy family and resolutely chose to be with me. His parents have a very good relationship with me. Not only did they not oppose it, but from then on, they regarded me as the future daughter-in-law of the G family. Kevin and I have always had a great relationship, until Kevin Lily appeared, and all the sweetness completely fell apart. Eva saw me stand and fiddled with my nose. Mom, why aren't you saying anything? The uncle just now is Mom's brother. How come I've never heard that Mom has a brother? Brother isn't close with Mom, and Eva has never met Mom's brother. So Mom forgot to tell Eva. It's all Mom's fault. Mom, then should I call Uncle? Uncle or maternal uncle? I looked at Eva's face, stunned for a moment without giving her any answer. There was still some time before the official wedding, and recently the flu was rampant. First, my sister got infected, because Eva and I had been in close contact with my sister for a long time. We couldn't escape it either. Eva kept having recurring fevers, despite taking medicine and getting injections. She didn't improve. I had no choice but to take her to the hospital again. And, unexpectedly, we ran into Kevin there, who was with Lily and Sophia. Kevin was holding the weak Sophia, who seemed seriously ill. Lily was the first to speak. Andy, is the child okay? He's fine. Thank you for your concern. This flu has been really annoying lately. Sophia keeps coughing at home. But luckily, Kevin is around and taking good care of her. A child catching a cold is no small matter. You really need to be extra careful. I couldn't help but cough softly a few times. Actually, I was feeling dizzy today too. But to help the child get better quickly, I had to push myself to bring her to see the doctor. First, Kevin, holding Sophia, unconsciously took a step forward and said, Is Eva okay? This action clearly displeased Lily, but she still joked with Kevin. We mothers are tough for our kids. No matter what, we can endure it. You just don't worry about us unnecessarily. Okay, Mom. I feel so bad. Kevin, Sophia isn't wearing a mask. The hospital is crowded, and getting reinfected wouldn't be good. Let's not bother. Andy, taking the child to see the doctor again. If there's any delay, the one who suffers will still be the child. I'm not unable to understand the implication behind her words. It's just that for Eva's sake, I'm too lazy to argue with Lily. Kevin frowned slightly. I turned around and heard him call out to me, Andy. I looked back and saw Kevin handing Sophia into Lily's arms. Then he walked over alone. Mr. Kevin, is there something else? You don't look well either. It's not easy taking care of a child alone. If you need any help. Before Kevin finished speaking, I interrupted him. No need to be so polite, Mr. Kevin. If I need help, I'll find the doctors or nurses myself. Thank you for your kindness. After speaking, Kevin hesitated for a moment on the spot, then showed a troubled expression. Still uneasy, he followed along. Just as he was about to take Eva from my arms, Lily was coaxing the crying Sophia, who wouldn't stop. Sophia, be good. Mommy knows you're feeling bad. Daddy has to take another child to see the doctor now, but he'll be back soon to be with you. Baby, don't cry. Okay. Seeing this, Kevin glanced at Eva again. You go keep Sophia company. I don't need your help. Sophia's crying grew louder. If you need anything, you can call me. I'll come right away. After speaking, Kevin ran over and picked up Sophia, while Lily grabbed Kevin's arm, hastening his departure. I stayed with Eva as she received her 4th drip. Compared to when she first arrived, Eva was finally a bit more spirited. As for me, I had a splitting headache and kept holding my forehead. Eva took a bottle of hot water from the bag and placed it on my forehead. Mom, I know you're feeling bad too. After I finish the 4, I'll go with you to see the doctor. I gave a comforting smile, not wanting Eva to worry. Eva, you're so good. You've grown up and can take care of Mom now. Eva glanced at a family of 3 sitting beside us, then suddenly said to me, Mom, it would be great if Dad were here. That way, you wouldn't have to take care of me all by yourself and work so hard. I pulled Eva into my arms. Eva, be good. Mommy isn't tired. I don't know how, but I actually fainted. When I woke up, I saw Eva sitting by my bedside. I let out a long breath and quickly grabbed her hand. Mommy, you're finally awake. Eva hugged me tightly. I gently patted her back. My head still hurt. And just as I was about to ask Eva what had happened, Kevin walked into the room carrying a pot of hot water. Why are you here? You just fainted. Eva couldn't wake you up. She wanted to find a doctor. But luckily, I happened to run into her and came over right away. Kevin poured a cup of hot water and handed it to me, then called the nurse. He bent down holding Eva's shoulders with both hands. Eva, Uncle and Mom have something to say. Can you go out and play with the nurse for a while? Eva glanced at me, and I knew Kevin had definitely noticed something. From the moment he entered the room, the way he looked at me and Eva was off. I know Kevin's personality. If he senses something, he won't let it go without asking. I nodded to Eva and the nurse took her out the door. Andy, why did you lie? Why did you keep everything from me? I looked at Kevin in confusion, saying nothing. He continued, I just looked at Eva's medical records. Eva is already 6 years old this year. That means before you went abroad, she was already. Don't overthink it. The medical records were just a mistake by the doctor. Eva is only 5 years old this year. Kevin, she is not your daughter. Kevin's eyes instantly reddened. Andy, how long do you intend to keep lying to me? Then tell me. If Eva is not my child, who is the father? Where is he? You don't need to know who the father is. He is currently abroad. I have a good relationship with him, and Eva is living a happy life. There's no need for you, Mr. Kevin, to worry. Andy, how can you be so heartless? I just asked Eva, and she said she doesn't have a father, only a mother. Now tell me the truth. Is the child really mine? She only said that her father is not in the country. You misunderstood. Kevin wanted to keep questioning, but I knew he already knew the answer. He just needed me to admit it. He knew that as long as I didn't speak, even if Eva was his biological daughter, he would have no way to acknowledge her. Dad, Kevin and I turned around at the same time and saw Lily's daughter, Sophia, standing at the door. Kevin didn't respond to Sophia, but looked impatiently at Lily. What are you doing here? I asked the doctor and the doctor said you were here. So I came over. I didn't want to bother you all, but Sophia wasn't feeling well and kept insisting on seeing her dad. I really had no choice but to bring her to see you. Let's go. You see, Dad has things to take care of. Sophia broke free from Lily's hand and suddenly threw herself into Kevin's arms. I don't want to. I want Dad to stay. Dad. Sophia feels bad and wants Dad to tell her a story. Kevin looked at me reluctantly. Seeing that Kevin didn't respond immediately, Sophia grabbed Kevin's hand and started crying loudly. Dad, do you not want Sophia anymore? Dad, please don't leave Sophia behind. Sophia is scared. 7. Kevin still took Sophia away. I got out of bed and went to find Eva. I asked Eva what Kevin had just asked about. What Eva told me was not much different from what Kevin told me. We kept walking back to the ward, but Eva wasn't as restless as usual. I saw she looked absent-minded. Eva, what's wrong? Mom? Who exactly is this strange uncle? Why does she keep asking about Eva's dad? Eva doesn't have a dad at all. Didn't Mom tell you? This is Mom's brother. Maybe it's because he hasn't seen Mom for a long time. Mom is Eva's daughter, and he wants to know how we're doing abroad. Eva nodded somewhat understandingly. When will Uncle come again? Eva looked up at me, and when she asked that question, my body still hesitated. Could it really be the deep bond between father and daughter? That made Eva realize something. Uncle is very busy with work and can't come to see Eva often. Besides, we will be going home soon. Uncle lives in the country, so it's not convenient for him to visit Eva frequently. Eva's smile gradually tightened, looking extremely disappointed. I just saw Uncle holding a little girl's hand. Is that his daughter? I nodded. Suddenly, I felt a bit sorry for Eva. After all, this wasn't the first time Kevin had abandoned her for Lily's child. When I found out she was pregnant, Kevin hadn't been home for over a month. At that time, Kevin and I were out of contact. When I learned the news, I felt both excited and conflicted. Kevin and I both really like children. Countless times I lay in his arms, imagining what our future child would look like. He said he wanted a daughter, and even picked a name for her, Sophia. He hoped the child would grow up like Sophia, without experiencing emotional ups and downs. I never expected that he would give that name to Lily's daughter. Before going to the hospital, I decided to find him and tell him the news in person. But he refused to see me. I was unwilling to give up, and planned to wait downstairs at his company. I swore I wouldn't leave until I saw him. He had his assistant send me a message saying Lily was in his office, and told me to stop causing trouble. If I upset Lily and it affected the child, he wouldn't let me off easily. He actually said such harsh words to me because of Lily. I was so heartbroken that my hands twitched, and I couldn't even hold the medical report steady. I wanted to take a taxi to the hospital, but I was so distracted that I chose the wrong address. The driver took me back home, where I collapsed on the cold floor and cried my heart out. In the end, I made a firm decision to leave. Not long after, Kevin arranged for someone to send me abroad. This move of his only strengthened my resolve. I knew that in this lifetime, I would never let him know about Eva's existence. Over the past few years, he has frequently posted pictures of Lily's child on Facebook. I wonder if he has ever thought about how, because of this, he has perfectly missed out on the growth of his own biological child. Shortly after I was discharged from the hospital, Kevin sent me Andy, so much has happened. Why didn't you tell me? I know that with his abilities, it wouldn't be too difficult for him to uncover traces of my life abroad. Over the past few years, Kevin arranged to meet at a cafe we used to frequent. At this point, avoiding the issue was no longer a solution. To truly resolve the problem, I had to face it head-on. You already know everything. Kevin didn't reply, but pushed a paternity test report toward me. With both hands, he picked up a cup of coffee, his hand trembling slightly, and a few drops accidentally spilled onto the report. He cautiously asked me, Andy, how have you and Eva been these past few years? Mr. Kevin, whether we have been doing well or not, as a matter between my daughter and me, it doesn't really concern you. Andy, you have Eva. Why didn't you tell me before going abroad? Why? If I had known you had Eva earlier. Kevin, you really are someone who forgets favors easily. Have I never sought you out? Back then, you relentlessly drove me away for Lily. What did you say? You said, if my presence caused any problems for Lily's child, you would never forgive me, even if it cost you your life. I am just a weak woman with a child. I was afraid of upsetting Lily, fearing you would take revenge on me and the child. So many years have passed, and I am no longer the little girl who only knew how to cry when faced with difficulties. Now I looked Kevin straight in the eyes, my words and tone filled with a resolute coldness. Kevin lowered his head in shame, and when he looked up again, he no longer dared to meet my gaze. Instead, he frantically beat his own chest. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. I have wronged you and Eva. I'm not even human. I have wronged you and Eva. I'm not human. I just picked up that cup of coffee and took a small sip. Even if he were to beat himself to death today, it would have nothing to do with me. And he shouldn't even dream of receiving a word of forgiveness from me. Mr. Kevin, if you asked me out today just to show off, then let's not waste everyone's time. Eva is still waiting for me at home. I picked up my bag, ready to get up. But Kevin grabbed my hand with both of his. He seemed suddenly possessed. Andy, it was indeed my fault. Back then, I was afraid. Lily couldn't bear the pain of being abandoned and might harm herself. Sending you abroad was only to make you reflect on your character. I plan to personally come and bring you back once you've finished your studies. Now that you're back, can you give me a chance? Just think of it as for Eva's sake. I believe Eva also wants her father by her side. I have been absent from your lives for so many years, causing you so much suffering. Let me spend the time ahead by your side, taking good care of you, and making it up to you properly. Okay. I really couldn't help but laugh out loud. Mr. Kevin, please stop making me laugh. Aren't you afraid that Lily might be hurt again? You're such a kind person. Why not do a good deed all the way? Eva and I are doing great now. So please have mercy and stop taking advantage of us. It's true that Eva wants her father by her side. But I think if Eva knew that back then, it was her father who abandoned her for another child. Kevin naturally understood the implication behind my words. He stood up to try to stop me, but because of what I said, he couldn't move his feet. I walked out of the cafe and through the glass. Saw him suddenly slump into his chair. He was wildly grabbing at his hair, until a waiter came over to ask what was wrong. He threw his coffee cup to the ground, causing a commotion in the cafe, then overturned the table in front of him. Before getting into the car, I heard Kevin's wailing cry, echoing down the street corner. Shortly after, Kevin announced the cancellation of his wedding with Lily. This news caused a huge uproar online, sparking nationwide discussion overnight. At that time, I had already packed my bags, planning to take Eva abroad. This time we were going abroad because my sister and brother-in-law had secured investment from foreign investors. We would be heading to another country to start a new business together. No matter how powerful the G family was, they couldn't reach that far. Moreover, this time, I intended to settle there permanently. I didn't want Eva to know about the love and hate between Kevin and me before she was born. I wanted Eva to grow up in a sweet, protected environment. What I never expected was that Lily would vent all her hatred over the wedding cancellation on me, accusing me of scheming behind the scenes, and even threatening Kevin with the child. I had long known that she wouldn't remain indifferent when the price she was about to catch slipped away. I also heard that Kevin publicly announced, this time, that Sophia was not a child of the G family. This double blow greatly shocked Lily and pushed her to the brink. I thought she would come after me, but to my surprise, she actually had someone kidnap Eva. That day, my sister took the child to the amusement park. Halfway through, she called me and said Eva was missing. I quickly reported it to the police, and then rushed to the scene to look for her. Suddenly, I remembered that Lily had sent me a threatening message a few days ago. Andy, if you don't give Kevin back to me, I will take him away. I quickly opened that message and noticed a detail. There was no punctuation, which meant it wasn't finished. At the time, I thought Lily meant she wanted to take Kevin away from me, never considering that she wanted to get back together with Kevin. So I ignored her. Now that I think about it, I got the wrong person. I sent the message to the police, who began tracking Lily's whereabouts. But Lily and Sophia seemed to have vanished into thin air. I thought maybe Kevin could reach her, so I had no choice but to call Kevin. Kevin rushed to the scene quickly, saying he had already sent people out to search, and told me not to worry. He promised he would definitely rescue Eva from Lily. Just then, my phone rang again. It was a message from Lily. Andy, why did you return to the country? You caused Sophia to lose her father. You made my daughter and me lose everything overnight. Your daughter is in my hands. If you want to save her, you must use your life to exchange for hers. While notifying the police, Kevin tried to buy time by taking me and his bodyguards to the crime scene. Lily's hair was disheveled, and the moment she saw me, she let out a piercing scream. Seeing that Kevin was with me, she seemed to be suddenly struck by some great shock, laughing maniacally without stop. It was clear her mental state was unstable. Husband, come quickly. I helped you snatch our daughter back. Let's drive that wretched woman out of the country. From now on, the four of us will live happily together. Okay. Kevin stopped me and slowly approached Lily, step by step. Wife, you're still thinking of me. Let me see Eva first. so I can take her away and not let that wretched woman snatch the child. Kevin was about to succeed, but suddenly Lily grabbed the child. Behind her was a sheer cliff. Husband, you lied to me. You and that woman teamed up to deceive me, didn't you? If you won't let me live in peace, I won't let you off either. Just as she was about to let go, my heart fell off the cliff. First, seeing the situation was critical. Kevin said to Lily, Lily, I've already taken Sophia away. Put Eva down or Sophia will suffer the same fate. If you want Sophia to be safe, don't make any rash moves. Lily suddenly stopped, clearly stunned. She didn't expect Kevin to treat her child this way. Her body went limp, collapsing to the ground. Taking advantage of her distraction, Kevin exchanged a glance with his bodyguard. The bodyguard diverted her attention and snatched the child away. Lily tried to reach out to grab the child back, but was pushed off the cliff by Kevin. Behind her was an abyss, while behind Kevin were countless police officers who had just arrived. Kevin took Eva from the bodyguard in his arms and walked towards me. He handed Eva over to me, raised his hands high, and was taken away by the police. Lily died on the spot. It was only afterward that I learned Kevin had indeed arranged for someone to kidnap Sophia. Later, I asked Kevin why he did that. He knew Lily's only weakness was Sophia. As long as Sophia was in their hands, they had leverage to negotiate with Lily to stop her from harming Eva. After all, Eva was truly someone he had saved. Before going abroad, I still went to see him one last time. Andy, you're here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Kevin's eyes were filled with tears, thinking hope was about to come to him. Emmy, I came to say goodbye. I will take Eva abroad and will never come back again. Andy, you're still angry, aren't you? I never loved Lily. Back then, I just couldn't bear it. I married her because the SU family held damaging information about the G family. So I wanted to use this wedding to create a huge public opinion campaign for damage control. The reason I sent you abroad to study, besides Lily, was also because the G group was facing a crisis. At the time, you were my weakness, and I was very afraid they would use you to threaten me. I originally planned to bring you back to the country to marry once you finished your studies. Andy, I was wrong. Please don't take Eve away, okay? I will definitely try to behave well and get out of prison early. You living alone abroad with Eva. I can't be at ease with that. I no longer listen to Kevin's pleas, no matter how many reasons force us apart. After all these years, they all become pale explanations. I know that the moment Lily appeared before him, he must have been moved. Thank you for saving Eva. I was about to hang up and leave when Kevin looked at me with an almost pleading expression. Andy, is there any chance Eva and I will recognize each other again in this lifetime? I hope you won't disturb the life of Eva and me anymore. I know Eva doesn't want that either. Please respect our feelings. I hung up the phone and Kevin fell into despair. I turned and left. Before I left, his parents caught up with us at the airport. When they saw Eva, they rushed forward and hugged her tightly. Eva, faced with this sudden situation, was not frightened at all. When they let go of my hands, Eva walked over to me and took my hand. Mom, let's go. Eva never wants to come back. Eva only has mom, and having mom is enough for Eva. I shed tears of happiness and said to Eva, Eva, you are so good. Kevin's perspective that day. The company assistant told me that Andy was waiting for me downstairs. Eric was negotiating with me at the time, and I didn't want their people to see Andy. I know very well how ruthless the Sue family is. If they find out that Andy is my weakness, they will definitely use Andy as a bargaining chip at the negotiation table. Andy had been waiting at the door the whole time. The assistant said that if Andy couldn't see me, he wouldn't leave. In a moment of desperation, I had the assistant pass on a message saying Lily was in the office. I didn't want her presence to upset Lily. In fact, to get her to agree to my plan to send her abroad, I even threatened her, saying that if anything happened to Lily's child because of her, I wouldn't let her off easily. Later, Andy did follow the plan, leaving everything behind in the country to study abroad. The reason I kept posting pictures of my child on Facebook was just to let Andy see me, even though I knew Andy had given up on me and even hated me. I was still afraid she might miss me. I tried to use the opportunity of showing off my child to post some selfies of myself, although it was really pathetic. This was the only way I could try to maintain some connection with her. My marriage to Lily was out of helplessness. The Sue family held a lot of damaging information about the G family's business. We received news that the Sue family was planning to use online public opinion to smear the G family and deal them a certain blow. We knew that Mr. Siha valued the impression of his partners greatly. If the SU family acted like this at such a critical moment, the G family might not be able to secure the opportunity to cooperate with Mr. Siha. After weighing the options, the only choice was to announce my grand wedding. As a public relations move, the CP couple, image Lily and I had been hyping for years, finally came in handy on this day. Using the enthusiasm of fans shipping our CP, we diverted everyone's attention and temporarily blocked out the minor smear campaigns released by the Sue family. I originally thought that after the wedding, once I secured the investment from old Sia and the G family successfully got through the crisis, I would then go abroad to find Andy and explain everything clearly to her. But I had selfish intentions. I knew Andy was very angry with me because of Lily, so I wanted to use the wedding to bring her back, to see if she would get jealous. I wanted to see how much she cared about me. Finally, on the day she returned to the country, I intended to pick her up myself, but Lily insisted on coming along, and fearing there wouldn't be enough time, I had no choice but to take them both. When she looked at me for the first time, I didn't see any sign of a long-awaited reunion. It was as if in her eyes, I was just an ordinary stranger. At that moment, my heart shattered, quietly and completely. Coming out of the restroom, I noticed a child standing by the door, who looked somewhat like Andy. I suddenly had a bad feeling. Could it be? Until the little girl called Andy Mom. I couldn't believe it. Andy had really gotten married and had a child. I kept comforting myself that Andy must have been jealous and deliberately tricked me with some random little girl. But the image that lingered in my mind was always the little girl's face, which looked very much like Andy. On the eve of the wedding, not wanting to see Lily, I stayed at the company. Lily came to me holding a high fever. Sophia, I urged her to take the child to see a doctor immediately, but she threatened me that if I didn't take her myself, she would let Sophia's fever continue. Reluctantly, I had no choice but to accompany her to the hospital. I didn't expect to see Andy and Eva at the hospital. Andy was holding Eva, his face flushed red, and he was staggering a bit as he walked. I asked if he needed help, but he refused. After he left, I was very worried about him and Eva, so I quickly took Sophia to the lounge and set off to find them. Andy was accompanying Eva for an 4 drip, and I was sitting right behind them. Eva suddenly panicked because Andy had fainted. I quickly rushed forward, carried Andy to find a doctor. And it was on that very day that I accidentally saw Eva's medical records and realized that Eva might be my daughter. I couldn't help but confront Andy. Andy's attitude gave me some clarity. I deeply regretted it, but at the same time, I was very grateful for the decision I made back then. Only by sending them abroad could I protect them completely. I went home and told my parents about this. They were especially happy to know they had a granddaughter. We discussed and decided that, even if the G family collapsed, because of this, I could not marry Lily. I just didn't expect that after canceling a wedding, Lily would become so extreme as to threaten to take her own life. When Andy called me to say Eva was missing, I felt like the sky was falling. I immediately sent people to look for Sophia. I knew that Lily alone could never have managed the kidnapping. Lily's actions must have been supported and guided by members of the Sue family. Eva has finally been rescued. Andy was still willing to see me once before going abroad, and I am already satisfied. I know that in my current situation, I simply cannot give her a good future. I asked my parents to hold my daughter again for me, hoping that Andy and Eva can forget everything abroad and start a new life.